Hey, it's Tori, and welcome back to my channel. Today we welcome back the literal god of the guitar that I have deemed in my latest Feuerschwanz reaction, Hans Platz. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Well, I'm fine. I'm a little bit jet-lagged from touring last week, but I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, you are in the middle of this very successful European tour. How have you found that feedback from the crowd?
That was amazing. We just started last week, and almost all of the shows are sold out already. And from tour to tour, the venues are getting bigger, and it's more fire on stage, so it's getting even hotter on stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing, and yeah.
Good. Yeah, I see all the your social media posts, and I really want to see a show so bad. So hopefully the next time you do get to come over to the US, whenever that will be, I know it's expensive and it's hard to do, I will be there because it just looks like so much fun. I mean, your music videos, the production level on those are insane. And then I can imagine how it's then transferred onto stage, like you say, with all the fire. And then you guys still wear like your outfits, your costumes that you have. And yeah, I can't imagine how hot that gets.
Yeah, the live shows are even better than the music videos. Yeah. So maybe you just have to come over to Europe one day.
Yeah. Whenever I come home, maybe because I know you guys like tour at the UK as well. So maybe...
You're from England, right?
Yeah. I'm originally from England, and I'm only here because my husband is American, and it just made sense for me to move here. But the reason you're here is because you guys have your special album for your band's 20th anniversary. Congratulations, by the way, on that.
Thank you.
Warriors is to be released on May 3rd. You've released a couple of singles so far, of course, with the music videos. How have you found that feedback from your fan base?
May 3rd is one day after my birthday, by the way.
Oh, well, happy early birthday. I know Germans don't usually say happy early birthday, but...
Yeah, well, so far the feedback has been pretty amazing, because, I mean, for us it was quite an adventure, because it's the first time that we do our songs in English, in the English language, and it's changing so much from the original song and transferring them to another language without losing the original feeling and mood, but it still should make some sense translated. That's not super easy. So far, I think the feedback is quite well. Some people say that we should stay with German, which we will do, by the way. We will continue singing in German. But for this album, we made the experiment to do it in English. And it's quite exciting, actually.
Yeah, it is exciting because, I mean, I do love the native German language. I feel it's got a very storytelling aspect behind the language itself, and of course being English myself and knowing the history of England and the Saxons and they bringing over that Germanic language, it's somewhat similar in a way, but I also know there's not like direct translations in some of the lyrics, and so I can imagine how hard it's been. And like, how did you guys decide to release like a full album in English? Like, what was the reasonings behind that? Is it just because this was a big anniversary and it's just something that you guys wanted to do and experiment with?
Right. I mean, it's our anniversary, so we thought we should do something. But our last studio album with original songs is just 9 months old.
Right.
So it can't be that fast with a completely newly written album. So we thought about what we can do for our anniversary, and yeah, so we had the idea to do the English songs, and it took a while. It had to grow on us a little bit, and not every song did work to translate. For example, Schubsetanz. I don't know if you know the song Schubsetanz, because even that word is made up. in German.
Right.
So the word doesn't really exist in the German language, so that was impossible to translate. And some other songs are not translated word by word, but more like to get the feeling, like Knochenkarussell and Circle Pit of Hell, because the direct translation would be some kind of bone carousel, which sounds a little bit strange, maybe.
Yeah.
So the singers, and especially Ben, they had to be very creative to create something new, which is not a direct translation, but is matching the original feeling of the song. And I think every language sounds different, so it's super exciting for us to hear the English songs, the English versions. And sometimes you think it's like, which song was that originally? So even for us, it's sometimes surprising how the songs turn out.
So how did you guys go about choosing which songs you wanted to do for this album? Because of course some are ones you haven't released before, but then there's some, of course, that are basically covers of your own German versions of these songs, in a way, if you will.
Well, the main reason to choose the song was there had to be an idea how to translate it.
Right.
Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. And some were ditched, some ideas, and the ones which made it or made some sense to us made it to the album. Did you hear it already?
I've heard, yeah. I spent yesterday, because yesterday I had a big tattoo session, so for me it was like
nice.
a great chance to sit and just like ingest the album, and it's brilliant. I really love like the songs you've chosen and how you've gone about it. I know more so for the vocalists, it's been a bit harder because obviously they're changing their full language, whereas the music somewhat stays similar to the previous song you've already done. And just every time I said in my reaction that we would have to have words about this, but every time you come in with that guitar solo, it's just like there's just something about it that makes me tear up, and I don't know what it is. It's absolutely brilliant, and I hope that one day I can see you live and see you shredding it up on stage like that. And yeah, so talking of, you're so very welcome. And talking of guitar solos, if you had to choose one from this upcoming album to be your favorite from the songs, which one would it be and why?
I think it would be Valhalla Calling, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the newest. But no, I think it because there's some idea behind it. It's not just a different guitar solo without connection to the rest of the song. But like the beginning of the guitar solo, it's actually picking up the bagpipe melody, but not the melody, but just the rhythm. And I changed the notes of the rhythm of the bagpipe melody to start the guitar solo. So then it's evolving a little bit. And that was fun. And actually coming something like that, what you just said, from a non-guitar player, I think it's the biggest honor, because other guitar players are always like, maybe, I can do it better, or they all just look about the technical stuff. But the most important goal as a guitar player to me is to tell a story, to reach someone. So thank you again.
Yeah, you absolutely do that, and you do it. I know there's a lot of effort and thought that goes into it, but the final product it does feel effortless, and it feels like it's so natural, and it fits. And just every single time, no matter whether it's with Feuerschwanz or whether it's with The Dark Side of the Moon, it's just something about the way you play and the way you are able to put your own emotion into how you play, and that's what sells a song for me, is feeling that emotion. So I love it.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Well, sorry. That's the most important part about music, is to transport emotion. And as a singer, it's the most natural way to express emotions, because you don't have a barrier. It's just the voice, and everybody is used to the voice. But the instrument is basically one barrier between you and me. So I have to try to speak to your instrument.
Right.
And I think as a musician, that's the biggest goal to achieve, to speak like you would speak with your voice, with words through your instrument. I think that's a goal you always chase your whole life as a musician, but sometimes it seems to work. So
yeah, I feel like it definitely becomes like your guitar becomes a part of you, like it's another limb, if you will, and just how you're able to do that. It's I one of the reasons I look forward to listening to Feuerschwanz is because of the way you do play the guitar. And then, of course, you've got all the other amazing aspects, you know, with the violin, the bagpipes, all the folk aspects. But then you've also got that metal on top, and it's absolutely brilliant, and I love it. You guys, of course, collaborated with a couple of people on this album. How did you go about choosing these specific collaborations, and why?
Well, I think one particular guest was pretty obvious for the song War Dwarf. So
Yeah.
Kampfzwerg, there's only one who could have been chosen to do this, and he agreed to do it. So yeah, like from Windrose. So it was amazing, and he did an amazing job. I think he did add a lot to the original song. Well, Chris Harms from Lord of the Lost. I mean, they're friends for forever, I think, because the band is in a similar age. They're touring forever. We are meeting each other forever. We stay in touch. So sooner or later, it had to happen to have Chris singing on our album. And Dominum and Orden Organ, they are on tour with us. And Felix from Dominum is a very old friend from us as well. We know him forever. He's from the same area where we are located. And he's such a great singer, and he's just starting with his band. So it was a great opportunity to get him some exposure, I think. And Paddy Gurdy is a long time comrade as well, to say so. So yeah.
Yeah, and
it's just a lot of friends saying hello on our anniversary album.
It's so cool. I just saw Windrose last week for the first time.
Cool.
And we were front row, and just seeing them do their thing up on stage was amazing. And then hearing them with you guys, like you say, that who else could have done that song but, you know, him, and it just turned out amazing. And how, like, you guys have been around for 20 years almost. And of course, the band has gone through quite an evolution from the beginning up until now. Like, how would you describe your guys' sound now compared to maybe like 2 or 3 releases ago? Because I don't want you to go all the way back to like the beginning, because that would take forever.
Sure. Right now, I would say it's like it's power metal with German lyrics and medieval acoustical folk instruments. That would be the easiest, shortest explanation. But I think we have, as you said, we came a long way from when the band started out. Originally, there was no electric guitar and no bass and no real drums. And we just played on the Renaissance fairs like 4 times a day, which sometimes was very hard.
Yes, I can imagine.
But it was a great school, actually. It was a great teaching to be on a stage, just to play and play and play and play and play, you know. And that's something there are not that many opportunities to do this. And it's funny, I think, that this happens in a Renaissance fair environment. That's something you wouldn't expect. You would expect all those role-playing fans and maybe nerds, and you know.
Yeah.
But there's some kind of microcosmos for bands, for evolving bands, you know.
Yeah, well, it fits. I think it fits the theme very well for what you guys do bring to the table in the metal scene, and starting out at Renaissance fairs. I've never been to one, but I've always wanted to go to one. Hopefully next year we can. There's a local one here that's pretty big that I've been wanting to go to, because I myself am a huge nerd that way. I love fantasy. I love. I'm just now getting into D&D just because of the recent release of Baldur's Gate 3 that I've been absolutely obsessing over. And talking
I would have loved
about
to play it, but I didn't.
it's such a brilliant game. Like, if you ever do get the chance to sit down and to play it, I absolutely would. It's, you know, they've won so many awards, and they absolutely deserve it for just the storyline, and it's so beautifully put together. And yeah, it's also introducing those of us who, like, I knew of D&D before. I've just never played it before, and I don't think I would be any good at it because I have something called aphantasia, which means you don't have the mind's eye. So I don't like my imagination just isn't there for like characters and things like that. So it helps with that as well. But and then talking about that, of course, with the album cover itself, I noticed that you yourself, like everybody else seems to be more like the warrior type, you know, or the archer, whereas you're like very wizard, you know.
Right.
Is that just something that's from your personal like nerdom, like your fandom type thing, that you deviate more towards like the magical aspect of things?
Yeah, that's intentional, absolutely. And well, physically, I'm not the most strongest, well-trained person. So I'm more into the mind games
Yeah.
from the. Did you recognize the staff I'm holding?
I did. Gandalf staff.
Right, very, very good. Very well.
Yeah, I love that's, I mean, because like my channel name, Tauri, it's my gamer tag, and it's actually from The Hobbit, Toriel.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
shortened it
Orion.
down, yeah, to Tori, and then that's just stuck. And yeah, that's how much of a nerd I am. I absolutely love that sort of stuff. And it's
Yeah,
just,
me too.
yeah, it's such a release to dive into something like that, and to get
Absolutely.
away from real life issues. So you guys also have a busy summer coming up with festivals. Would you like to go into detail about what kind of what festivals you will be playing at?
Oh, the summer will be fantastic. We will play in Germany, Wacken, Summer Breeze, some of those Renaissance fairs.
Yeah.
There's some kind of rock metal type. Then also in Austria, Nova Rock and Greenfield Festival in Switzerland. We go to Czech Republic. We go to Portugal for the very first time. We play festivals in Netherlands and Belgium, which is pretty cool that we start to expand in the non-German speaking
Right.
countries and get booked for festivals to play there. And it's always a little bit humbling, I think, as a German speaking band being there, because that doesn't happen very often. So it's a great honor to do this, but we are looking very much forward to it. And
So
of course, in December, we will have our big anniversary show, our 20 years anniversary show in Essen in the Gruger Halle. And it will be the biggest indoor show we ever did. I think it fits like 7,000 people in there.
Wow.
And we never did such a big show. And we will have very nice guests like Illumishade, like Fabienne's second band.
Yeah.
Then the Apokalyptischen Reiter. It's another German band, a German metal band. And we will have some nice guests on stage we didn't announce yet. So it will be fantastic.
Yeah, that's something. I was going to ask like what your goals are for this year, and that's probably like the biggest one, is to make this anniversary show just super, super special.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big end goal at the end of the year.
Yeah, just something. So with these English songs, are you going to interject those into the set list of these upcoming shows that you're doing?
Probably. Maybe not in Germany, but most likely in the non-German countries. And I'm happy that I'm the guitar player and not the singer.
Right.
Because it's so much in the muscle memory, and even singing is, I don't want to imagine how it is to just to switch language between festivals. Oh, it's in Germany, so I have to sing Knochenkarussell. Oh, it's somewhere else, so I have to sing Circle Pit of Hell. So we have to see how we're going to do it. How we're going to do it.
You could always just test the waters, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. You know, it's just one of those things. And but I'm not going to keep you much longer, Hans. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're off on a little bit of a break between the tour right now. Do you have any last words for people watching this interview, that just of thanks, or just anything else that you wanted to say about the album?
Well, thank you so much for all of your support, and also from all the YouTube community, which is always featuring us in reactions and interviews and stuff like that. I hope you will enjoy our English-speaking record, our album, and support us as you did support us in the past. Thank you.
I will, of course, leave all of Feuerschwanz's information down below in the description, along with that pre-order link that you can order Warriors, which comes out on May 3rd via Napalm Records. Thank you so much, Hans, again, for taking the time out. I truly appreciate you. It's been absolutely lovely chatting to you again.
Thank you for the invitation. Every time again.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to become a Taurian. Speaking of becoming a Taurian, all of my social media links and my Discord link are down in the description. We'd absolutely love to have you come hang out in the Discord community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on.